Thank you for joining VirtualPBX Dash admin training. If you're a vConsole customer, we no longer provide the live trainings for vConsole. However, you can find them on our website still. And that is simply under the support page, vConsole support, which is where I'm at here. And if you scroll down, there on the advanced admin training. And then below that, we have the various guides and write-ups with screenshots of the various features and phone configuration guides. Likewise for Dash, we do have a Dash support page. Oops. And then the video for the whole training is this new user training here on the left. And then below that, we have the various guides for Dash. All right, let's go ahead and to get logged in, you mouse over support, you click on PBX login. Starts off with the Dash login, which we'll be in shortly. Right below that is the VirtualPBX web phone. So this is a device for our Dash customers. It counts as a VoIP device. And allows you to use your desktop web browser. And this right now it's restricted to Chrome or Firefox. But then you can use those browsers to make and receive calls through your Dash account. Just right now, it's not fully supported on mobile devices or the mobile versions of Firefox and Chrome. I have, for instance, been able to get Chrome on my Android phone to work with the web phone, but I know we've had users who've tried it with the on iPhones, even with Chrome or Firefox, and it has not worked, at least not consistently. So that's something our engineers are working on for the next version of the web phone. And then further down, we have the VirtualPBX console login. So this is the original product we offered. And then you have the login link there. But you click on the link there, and it gets you to the login page. So your username is always going to be an email address. It is case sensitive, so double check your first character of your email address because some browsers will default you to capitalizing it. Your password will be created for you when you sign up. And then your account name is usually going to be your company name. Actually, let me change my password because I know it's different. If you ever forget your information, you get the forgot your info link here. But otherwise, you go ahead and click on sign in. All right, and now we're on our dashboard page. Wait for it to load up properly. There we go. So we'll scroll down here. Total users, these are what I refer to as fully functional or fully featured users. These are people who make and receive calls. They can have a variety of devices. This means they can use basically any kind of VoIP phone that's supported by Dash, so soft phone, the web phone, etc. They can also receive calls on a landline or cell phone, for example. In terms of features, all users get voicemail. That's just built in. That's created. Their voicemail box created as soon as the user is created. But they have features like call forwarding. So if they use VoIP phone primarily, and they know they're going to be away from their desk, they can enable call forwarding to send the calls to their cell phone, for example. They can use hot desking. They can have conferencing, etc. Below that, we have agents. Agents are specific to ACD queues, automatic call distribution queue. Basically, there's people who predominantly are just receiving phone calls in. They are restricted to VoIP devices only, so physical VoIP phone, a soft phone, or the web phone. And they have no real features to speak of other than voicemail. Below agents, we have total devices, basically giving you a breakdown of the devices on your system. Over to the right, we have the main number box. So these are your main numbers that your customers are dialing to reach your phone system. These numbers all behave the same way. It means they would all have the same main greeting, and they would all route the same way. Meaning, like, they go to the virtual receptionist, or they go directly to a user or ring group, etc. Your fax box number, this is for you to receive faxes into the system. Total phone numbers, these are the numbers you have on your account. So an assigned number means that's a number that's in use. It's going somewhere, right? So either it's your main number, it's your fax box number, it's going directly to a user, something of that nature. Spare numbers, numbers on your account, you're still being charged for them. You're not actually using them, though, in any feature. So no call traffic is going through them. This is something basically you're using for a future advertising campaign, or you got numbers in a sequence, and you're not all the way through that sequence yet. You're just saving them for later use. Then a breakdown of, in this case, U.S. local numbers versus U.S. toll-free numbers. Company directory, which you can download. And these are for users on the account. And when you create a user, you can choose to have them in the user directory. You can always change that later as well. Your account ID, this is actually your account number. When you contact VirtualPBX, you can use that number to identify yourself to us, but typically speaking, if you're calling us especially, we're just going to ask you for your company name. But like if you're going to email like our billing team and you want a surefire way of them finding your account, or if you have multiple accounts, having that number there will make their job easier. And then lastly, the account realm. We use this for faxing out because we use email to fax. You also use this to program a third-party VoIP device. So basically, you have a VoIP phone, and it's not listed in our SIP phone under devices options. Then you would use the realm to program your VoIP phone. All right, scroll up to the top. Caller ID. This is for your company caller ID, and you can choose any of the phone numbers. Company caller ID name, CNAM, CNOM, depending on who you talk to. This is restricted to 15 characters, including spaces or special characters. This is, as far as I know, an industry standard. It takes about 3 business days for this to get updated among all the servers among the various carriers who support CNAM. Now, not every carrier in North America supports CNAM, unfortunately, which means if a call happens to route through one of those carriers that doesn't support CNAM, that information doesn't get passed on to the end point of the call, right? The other person you're calling. Obviously, if any of the carriers who do support CNAM are having a maintenance issue, CNAM is the first thing they drop from sending through, right? They're more concerned to make sure the call connects, and then finally, the next step is caller ID, the actual phone number, and then CNAM. So CNAM is the first thing they strip off if there's any kind of maintenance or call traffic issue. And then one last thing to keep in mind is if you're calling someone who has your phone number programmed into their phone, that device information supersedes anything we send to it. Not something everyone thinks about, but it does come up. All right, down below that, we have the company emergency or E911 address. So if your staff member picks up a VoIP phone, calls 911, by default, that is the address that is sent to emergency services. You do want to make sure this is filled out. This one just wants it filled out to begin with. You can adjust the E911 for individual devices. So if you have someone at a different location than your main office, they can have E911 set up for that separately. Hold music. So Dash allows you to upload your own media files. It is currently restricted to .wav, W-A-V, or .mp3s. Right now, it's restricted also to 1 megabyte in size. Our engineers are looking to get that increased to 5. But like a 1 megabyte MP3 is approximately 5 minutes long. So should be fine for most instances. Hold music on the system is for when someone's actually already connected to a user, and then that user puts them on hold. It's not basically once a call is coming in and trying to ring to somebody or a ring group, they're typically hearing by default ringtones. And then hours will take us to another section actually of the site under main number. But this is your hours of operation. So by default, new accounts are set to 24-hour open office. That doesn't actually work for everybody, but basically we're saying, hey, you're open for business so you can start getting calls so you understand how the system is working. But you can switch to custom office hours. For each day of the week you're open, you put a check mark in front of it. All right, so Monday through Friday, closed Saturday and Sunday. For those days of the week you are open, in the boxes here, you put your open hours in 24-hour or military time. And then you can scroll down here. We have a nice little feature right here. If your whole office or business is closed for lunch, you can put a check mark here and then enter your lunch hours again in 24-hour or military time. And then just click on Save Changes. Okay. Office holidays, you can set your holidays in advance. Now, the one thing to notice here is that there is no year designation for any of these, which means you're going to have to, basically from year to year, you'll be removing and deleting something. So like President's Day, for example, I can already get rid of if I want to, or I can just change it for next year since it's well past February. For the United States, for instance, 4th of July, if you're always going to be closed on 4th of July, you can just put it in and forget about it. Don't worry about it for as long as you use our system. And you do that by adding holiday, single day. Now, date range, which if you look down here for Christmas, I had the office here closed from December 22nd to the 26th. So basically, as soon as the 22nd hits, the system puts me in holiday mode. Now, a few months from now, actually more like 9 months, give or take, I guess that's more like 8, for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, you want to do each one of those individually. So add single day holiday for New Year's Eve, and then a single day holiday for New Year's Day. Because there's no year designation, the system doesn't handle New Year's Eve to New Year's Day well, and basically puts you in closed for the year. And then lastly, for add holiday, we have also advanced, which right here, second Monday in March for closed, the company holiday or tradition of some kind. Basically, we're going on a picnic. And again, save changes for anything you may do here. All right, incoming call handling. This is how your system is handling those calls on those main numbers. So for instance, calls come in and they go to their virtual receptionist. And you click on virtual receptionist, that's a link. Boom, new window. Over on the left, we have what the buttons on a phone go to. So i.e., press 1 for sales, or in this case, one is going to the Borderlands 3 info ring group, right? So basically, are you sending it to people? Are you sending it to departments? You can send it to voicemail boxes. You can send them to the directory. You can actually send it to a specific device if you want to. You can also send it to a media file, i.e. like a message, right? The downside for just sending it just to a message is basically once the message ends, the call ends. It just says thank you and disconnects the call. Whereas if you send it to a voicemail box, then they can actually leave a message if they want to. Basically, adding a route allows you to put a new number sequence if you're so inclined. Over here on the right is your greeting, or your greeting options, I should say. So text-to-speech, you type up a greeting, you hit update, and then you click save at the bottom. The greeting's in play. You can call in, listen to it, see if it's right, come back and edit. You can upload your own file. Again, .mp3, .wav, 1 megabyte. If you already have files uploaded, or if we migrated you to Dash, then your greetings are here. You can record it over the phone. In this case, the system is looking for a VoIP phone that's already connected to the system. You dial the main number, You enter in the PIN that's provided there, and then the system will walk you through recording over the phone. Again, restricted to VoIP phones. And then lastly, professional recording. Basically, we partner with another company called Snap Recordings. If you click on that order button, it'll take you to their site, give you their pricing and their options. They have something like 100 voice actors to choose from, or actors and actresses if you're. They have Spanish available, they have French available, they have different versions of English available, they have bilingual options. They can give you packages of, just text greeting or like voice greetings or mixes with music, that sort of thing. All right, it looks like we don't have any actual attendees today, so I'm going to go ahead and end the training.